If this is your first time here, thank you and welcome for joining me today. So, what I want to talk about is that nasty word of being alone, right? Oh, you're not married. Oh, you don't have kids. What? You don't have siblings? What? You're a leper, man. I you. And that's how I have felt most of my life, right? Is people say, "Oh, you must be so lonely." Nope, quite the contrary, right? And why is that? Because my whole entire life, I have been by myself. Over half of my life, I would say 75% of my life, I have been alone, meaning I haven't had a roommate, haven't lived with anybody. I moved out when I was in high school. I don't have any siblings. I have no children. I'm not married. I have no roommates. And I have freedom, right? Now, what do I mean by that? I'm not sitting here sulking, oh, I'm by myself. I get up when I want. I do what when I eat what I want. I go for a walk when I want. I do not have to answer to anyone. You need to change these 6 inches up here if you're like, oh, I'm by myself. Oh man, it's liberating. Okay. Now, do you have to be smart? Yes. Do you still need to be social? Absolutely. And that's what we're going to talk about today. But before I dive into that, I wrote Grandparent Memories from the Heart, and I wrote 13 interactive challenges to self discovery by yours truly. And you can find those links below. Now, how to avoid loneliness living alone. You may just recently got divorced. That sucks. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt and the matching pair of socks, right? It's not great, but guess what? Once you realize you're not, and all that angst goes away, you're like, wait a minute, I got a new leaf. I'm doing all right. So what do we do? Well, first of all, you need to establish some routines. Now, what do I mean by that? You need to have the routine and the habit of going exercising every day. Is that at the YMCA where you're going to meet people? Is that on a walk where you meet your neighbors in the neighborhood or at the park? Or you take your dog to the dog park and you're meeting new people every day? It's important that you incorporate exercise into your life outside of your house so you actually meet people. The other thing that I find that is important is that I go out. I go into the post office. I go into the grocery store. I don't do that curbside stuff. I go in. Why do I go in? Because I know I'm going to run into someone to have a conversation. I'll give you an example. The other day I was at the checkout at the grocery store, and I saw an older woman, and I could tell she's on a fixed budget, and she had just come out of the line and she was leaving the grocery store. Well, I was still waiting in line. And I saw her pause and look at those flowers. And I thought, she really wants one. She really probably has no one to give her one. So it was my next turn, and I had my stuff, and I was like, but I felt convicted in my heart. And that's what this channel is about, me convicted about what I'm supposed to share with you. So I was like, okay, I need to pass it forward. I need to show kindness, right? Because it's a ripple. You can check out my video on show kindness. Anyway, so I was like, so I got out of line real quick and went because the flowers were behind me. Went and just grabbed any old flower. Didn't know. I just grabbed it and I scanned it. And then I ran outside, and sure enough, I still caught that lady. And she was putting her groceries in her car. Now, what did I do? I handed her those flowers. I, I patted her back and I said, I want you to have a blessed day. I want y'all to understand that just because you may feel alone, that you're lonely and alone, doesn't mean that no one cares. People do care. I made her smile. One of the ways to not be lonely is to give, volunteer, get involved, right? This week I've been so busy by going to this lecture and that lecture and the quilt meeting, and I've just been doing and going and blowing and going. Well, why? Because I don't want to sit here and wallow. It is important to create your support network living alone. You might have gotten into this situation because unfortunately your spouse passed away. I'm sorry and I feel for you. Or you're divorced or you've lost a child. I understand that it hurts and I can't make it go away. But what I can do is keep bringing y'all videos. Put in the comments below if I've helped you in any way. So this leads me into hobbies and mini projects. What do I mean, mini projects? In my book, I have, it's called 13 Interactive Challenges because I have challenges and there's 3 to 4 guided exercises of things to do. And I have a video, one of my old videos, it's over 10 years old and it's a DIY. And I made like this little fence door in my bathroom. And then up started making some flooring in my attic. What I'm getting at is you got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to try some things. You got to, I'm learning to quilt. I don't know anything about that. I'm trying, right? But I'm meeting some wonderful ladies and I'm learning lots of life lessons from it. And so this is how you avoid loneliness is because you're getting involved. You have somewhere to go. I'm part of a game night group. So I go do that. Maybe it's playing bunco or maybe it's playing habitat. What is it called? I always forget the name of it. Um, the shrimp game. I play a game, even though I don't really know it, but there's so many segments of different generations there that I absorb everything that's happening with these different generations. There's a generation older than me, then there's Generation X, then there's the millennials, the Z's, and it's like, what? But that's how I avoid being lonely, is that I get involved. I go and do things. I stay connected to my friends. My friends are busy right now. They've got kids that are in high school, they're in college, they've got elderly parents they're dealing with, and then they've got their job and they're at the pinnacle of their career and they're going, "Ugh," right? And I understand that. To top it all, we're going through menopause if we haven't already got to the other side. So no wonder we want to drink and eat, right? So how to avoid loneliness. Now, I go on cruises. I travel by myself. Why? Because I don't feel like I'm alone. I'm not lonely. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm enjoying my life. You I have permission. Give yourself permission to go enjoy your life. There is no reason not to. None. Zero. Okay? Go enjoy your life. Make it the best. Make the last half the best that you can make it be. Because Steve Harvey, I was listening to Steve Harvey the other day, and he's like, "Look, you woke up this morning. The Lord still wants you here, and you're still awake for a reason. You haven't fulfilled everything you're supposed to do yet. So once you figure that out, maybe it's go visit somebody that needs a visitor, right?" Um, so that leads me to the next point is your mindset. You have to get over this. Oh, I live alone. I have to be lonely. No, uh-uh. No, 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 no. Right? You could be busy, vibrant, on top of cloud nine because you are in control of you doing what it is you want to be doing. Now, is there certain preparations? Absolutely. But if you were married or, you know, had a roommate, you have certain obligations that you would have to still do and be prepared for. That doesn't go away. It just means you have another person that you have to consult. That's it. Let's say you live with a sibling. Oh, geez. You fought with them when you were young, you're going to fight with them when you're old, right? It's with my friends, I have to make the effort. I make the effort, right? Because they're too busy. They're too busy. They mean well, you know. Um, what do you do to fight off loneliness? I mean, to me, I've never felt lonely. I don't. Um, and another thing that I would say is this: get yourself a pet if you don't have one. Get a dog. Don't get a big one. And the reason I say that is because I don't want you to hurt your back. They dogs take a little bit more care, but if you have a little lap dog, you'll feel more secure, right? And or get yourself a cat. And animals love you unconditionally, you know? And if and I'm going to tell you something else. This is going to be your bonus, and this is what I'm going to leave you with. Okay? If you see that stuffed animal at the store and you go, "Oh, that's so cute. I sure would like that." Get it for yourself and sleep with it. Hey, it's okay to have a stuffed animal at any age. If you go into my bedroom, you'll see I have stuffed animals. I have stuffed animals everywhere. Why? I mean, even why? Why? It's soft, it's snuggly, it makes me feel good. It makes me happy. So I'm leaving you with that. If you see that and you want it and it brings you joy, then there's no reason to. You have to have grandkids to be able to buy stuff. Get it for yourself. Be blessed. Take care. Like, share, and subscribe. And God bless you. Bye bye.